Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. John Levengood will lead us in singing the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, John. Please be seated. Thank you for that inspirational performance. Good evening. I am Dr. Leah Dobson, Dean and James A. Collins Distinguished Chair of the Collins College of Hospitality Management. Welcome to our 2015 commencement. On behalf of the faculty, staff, and students of the college, I offer congratulations to our graduates and a special welcome to their families and friends who join us today. It gives me great pleasure to introduce the distinguished members of the platform party. I ask that each of them stand as I read their names, but please hold your applause until they've all been introduced. Dr. Stephen Garcia, Vice President for Administrative Affairs and CFO. Dr. John McGuthrie, Vice President for Information Technology and CIO. Dr. Rebecca Gutierrez-Keaton, Acting Vice President for Student Affairs. Mr. Taylor Young, our Senior Class Representative. Dr. Gerald Chesser, Professor for the Collins College, who is representing the graduate program while Director Dr. Neha Singh is promoting the program in the Asia Pacific region. Jason Dineros, President of the Collins Hospitality Society. Dr. Eddie Mao, Academic Senator for the Collins College of Hospitality Management. Michelle Stoddard, Acting Vice President for University Advancement. Russ Bendel, Chair of the college's Board of Advisors and President and Chief Executive Officer of the Habit Restaurants. Jeff Durham, our commencement speaker. Dr. Martin Denboer, Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs. Dr. Soraya Coley, President of California State Polytechnic University, Pomona. Christopher Ojales, our 2015 Julian A. McPhee Scholar. Jenna Bodenstedt, our 2015 valedictorian. Mr. Michael Godfrey, Associate Dean of the Collins College of Hospitality Management. Thank you all very much for being with us. I would also like to introduce some special guests who are with us today. Ron T. Coley, Vice Chancellor for Business and Administrative Services at University of California, Riverside, and husband to President Coley. Mr. Jim Collins, namesake of the college and founding member of the college's Board of Advisors. And we welcome his family as well. Joe Wallows, 1993 alumnus, partner of the Passport Group, Gentleman Farmer Wines and Haversack Hospitality, bon vivant, and international man of leisure. Mrs. Judy Bendel, Russ Bendel's wife. Well, welcome class of 2015. You've made it. Woo. I'm so proud of you. You have excelled and are graduating from one of the nation's premier hospitality management colleges. Our programs, led by internationally recognized faculty, have been ranked in the nation's top 10 hospitality and tourism management programs. That's something to be proud of. Yeah. And you will never forget being regarded as a member of the growing Collins College family. We are quickly becoming global leaders in hospitality education because of graduates like you who go into the world and make a difference. That is what I challenge you to do. Don't be afraid to make a positive and significant impact on the world. As the music group Rush said, most changes aren't permanent, but change is. Take calculated risks to change the world for the better. Face your challenges head on, but allow others to help you along the way. Be courageous and listen well. Good leaders excel at both. You can make the world a better place. Dive into greatness and it will propel you. However, if you happen to be a bit unsure of your future, don't worry. As is stated in the Desiderata, you are a child of the universe, no less than the trees and the stars. You have a right to be here. And whether or not it is clear to you, no doubt the universe is unfolding as it should. It has been an honor to serve as your dean this year, and I have enjoyed getting to know many, many of you. My commitment to you is that we will continue to move forward and make the degrees you are receiving today more and more valuable as time moves on. At this time, I would like to acknowledge our wonderful Collins College faculty. Would you all please stand and be recognized? Thank you. You may be seated. I'd like to highlight a few faculty who have had special points of distinction this year. I ask that each of them stand as I read their names, but please hold your applause until they have all been recognized. Dr. Ben DeWald. Congratulations for being honored as the Collins College Advisor of the Year. Dr. John Self. Congratulations on his successful endeavor as a Fulbright Scholar in Helsinki, Finland. Dr. Jeffrey Brown. Congratulations on receiving the honor of Professor Emeritus. Dr. Jim Burke. Congratulations on your retirement. He has been part of the Collins College family since 1998. Jim's list of contributions to the industry and the university as dean and professor helped him earn the title of Professor Emeritus. Jim, we will miss you. I also want to thank Carolina Sanchez, Linda Garcia, and Diana Garcia for their tireless work in making today's festivities a success. So let's give them a round of applause. Now, I would like to welcome President Coley to say a few words. President Coley?
Thank you, Dean Dobson. Before I share my remarks with you, I'd like to have a recognition. I'd like to bestow a recognition upon someone else who is also departing. Our Provost, Dr. Martin Denbora. Martin, will you join me? Dr. Denbora joined Cal Poly Pomona in August of 2008. And since that time, he has been steadfast in his commitments to student success and academic excellence. Because of time, I will not read the resolution prepared for this occasion, but with the gratitude of the college deans, the faculty, and the academic senate for his outstanding achievements and personal dedication to the advancement of Cal Poly Pomona, I am pleased to bestow upon Martin the title of Provost Emeritus. Our very best wishes are extended to him as he assumes the position as Provost at DePaul University. Thank you, Martin. Well, hello, class of 2015. On behalf of the outstanding faculty and staff of this great university, I am honored to welcome you and to applaud your accomplishments. Getting to this important milestone was not always easy. Late study nights, working, volunteering, economic challenges, attending to family needs, all of these and more could have deterred you. And instead, you persisted, and here you are today. We could not be more excited. And I am sure you would acknowledge that you did not reach this milestone on your own. Whether it was your family, friends, colleagues, faculty, and or staff, today's commencement ceremony is as much their celebration as it is yours. Let's take a moment to honor them. So graduates, please look back at all of your guests and give them a well-deserved round of applause. There are other supporters whose names you may not know. They've contributed towards your education through scholarships and donations because they know how important education is to individuals, to families, as well as to the advancement of our society. Many of these contributors once sat where you are now sitting. They felt compelled to pay it forward. And we hope that you too will join the Alumni Association and help enrich the lives of future students. Stay connected with us and help Cal Poly Pomona reach the next level of excellence. And as you leave us, you will be met with society's great opportunities and challenges. We will continue to advance technologically, but we'll also struggle with the impact of income inequality. We will seek to live up to our country's ideals of diversity and inclusion and struggle to determine our contribution to global peace and well-being. We will debate the character and integrity of our leaders while seeking to personally demonstrate and instill them in our children. This is the great paradox you will encounter. These complex issues will require more than cookie-cutter solutions. It will require leaders, innovative thinkers, and difference makers. And graduates, we've prepared you for just this moment. Let me share 2 words of advice. Be bold. Learn by doing. Diversity, inclusion, and the teacher-scholar model aren't simply abstract ideals of our university. These core values will give you an advantage as you work to identify pressing issues and develop creative solutions. You know what it means to live, learn, and lead in a changing multicultural world because you've already done it here at Cal Poly Pomona. After I graduated from college, I wasn't sure of my long-term plans, and one day a faculty member suggested I apply for graduate school. That conversation changed my life. I know that some of you have had such moments here at Cal Poly Pomona, and there will be other moments in your life when a single conversation or a specific event will change the trajectory of your life. Seize those moments. Be bold. Have confidence that you possess the education, the abilities, the intuition, and passion that will guide you to pursue new opportunities and to flourish when challenges arise. In closing, I'd like to leave my wish for you, which is taken from a passage by Dennis Kimbrough. May you develop a burning desire that is required of all achievement. May you stand up for the rights of others against the undesirable influence and threats of enemies. May you work faithfully and make the best of your opportunities. May you save your money so that you could pay your way in this world and yet be generous to those in need. May you bathe each day in the glow of enthusiasm, and may you render more and better service than that which you were paid for. May you love your fellow human beings without regard to the factors that some say should divide us. May you forgive and forget those that have harmed you, and may you accept full responsibilities for the successes as well as the failures in your life. May you seek the seed of triumph in every adversity, and may you share yourself with others without expecting reward or payment in return. May you know that the greatest blessing is peace. May you know that the greatest obstacle is ignorance, that the greatest challenge is understanding, that the greatest mistake is conformity, that the greatest race is the human race, the greatest strength is faith, the greatest weakness is pride, the greatest day is today, the greatest word is thanks, the greatest among us is whoever serves, the greatest message is hope, and the greatest of these is love and empathy. Congratulations, class of 2015. We're so very proud of your accomplishments.
Thank you, President Coley. It is my pleasure now to introduce Taylor Young, the senior class representative who will present the class gift. Taylor had an important role as the Collins College ASR Senator representing our students on a university level. He was also very involved in co-curricular student organizations. He has a passion for event planning and is eager to continue to excel in this area in our industry. Please welcome Taylor Young.
Thank you, Dean Dobson. Every year, the graduating class leaves behind something for the campus community. It's about leaving the university better than when we first got here. This tradition succeeds every year because of another long-standing tradition at CPP, philanthropy. This senior class gift is entirely funded by donations from graduating seniors. This is truly a gift from us to future students. Our gift will be to place observation cameras in the first phase of Cal Poly Pomona's efforts to revitalize Kellogg Creek. These cameras will help to make this effort more than just a project to renew our environment, but also an exciting learning opportunity for Cal Poly Pomona's future students. President Coley, I'm honored to present this gift from the class of 2015.
Thank you, Taylor. And thank you, class of 2015. This is such a wonderful gift, and one that I am sure we will greatly appreciate and will be appreciated also by future generations of our students. Thank you again.
Each year at commencement, the Collins College of Hospitality Management recognizes the undergraduate with the highest grade point average as its valedictorian. Ms. Jenna Bodenstedt has earned the best grades of her class of 2015 with a 3.97 overall GPA and a 4.0 in her foods and nutrition minor. She has excelled in the classroom while actively participating as a member of 4 different co-curricular student organizations. She rightfully earned her spot on the Dean's List and the President's Honor List throughout her academic career at Cal Poly Pomona. Jenna dove into the event planning sector of the hospitality industry early on and continued this path throughout her time at the Collins College. Please join me in congratulating Jenna Bodenstedt as the 2015 Collins College of Hospitality Management valedictorian. Thank you, Jenna. Congratulations. The Collins College also honors a student with the Julian A. McPhee Award for overall student excellence. The McPhee Award is named after the founding president of Cal Poly Pomona and Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. It is given in recognition of a student's outstanding academic achievement and service to their college. Christopher? Each year, the faculty and staff nominate one student to receive the McPhee Award and provide the commencement address to their fellow students. This student must excel academically, be a leader among their peers, and fully embrace all the opportunities we provide them at the college. Christopher Ojales has done all of these. Christopher has 7 years of industry experience already. Yay, yes. He earned 2 Associates of Art degrees prior to transferring to Cal Poly Pomona. His love for food led him to begin his Kitchen Craves food blog. In addition, he has earned 5 National Restaurant Association Manage First certifications and has been an active member of 3 student organizations. After graduation, Christopher will be at the Four Seasons Los Angeles as a manager in training in the food and beverage department. Congratulations, Christopher. You're welcome. President Coley, will you please join us at the podium to present Christopher with the McPhee Award? Let's move out in the middle. Congratulations.
Woo! And thank you, Dean Dobson. Distinguished guests, members of the faculty, family, and friends, on behalf of the entire class, thank you for sharing this special day with us. First, I would like to thank my family, especially my mother, whom I am forever grateful for in shaping the person that stands here today. I would also like to thank the families, friends, professors, and staff for having more belief in our potential than we sometimes had in ourselves. Within the walls of this college, we have learned that we must never underestimate any challenge we confront. This was evident for anyone who took one of Dr. Self's 50 true or false question exams. Thanks, Dr. Self, for that lesson. We also learned the importance of risk and return from Donald St. Clair. If we made an initial investment at the Collins College, Inc., with an interest rate of infinite possibilities for n number of years, with a future value of college debt and our name on a diploma, we'd receive dividends far beyond money alone. We chose to take a risk on ourselves. The dividends we received was a plethora of knowledge, friendships, technology, and the realization of our untapped potential. Today marks the end of one chapter, but opens up the door to countless new opportunities. When we leave today, let us always strive for excellence and achieve our maximum potential. Whether it is as a hotel or restaurant manager, a parent, or a friend, remember that we all have possibilities we don't know about, and we can do things we don't even dream we can do. Our potential is the key to open these limitless possibilities. Congratulations, class of 2015. Today is our day, and good luck to you all in your future endeavors. Thank you.
Thank you, Christopher, and congratulations. It is now my privilege to introduce our special guest and commencement speaker, Jeff Durham. Jeff's journey in the hospitality industry began at the age of 15 when he received his driver's permit and went to work as a busboy. He continued to work in the restaurant industry throughout high school and began his educational career as a hospitality management major here at the Collins College. He graduated from our program in 1989 and immediately went to work for the Four Seasons Hotel Company in San Francisco. He was so eager to begin his career, he missed walking across the stage with his graduating class. So today, he will have the opportunity to walk across the stage with all of you. Jeff and alumni Joe Wallows are successful partners in the Passport Group, Gentleman Farmers Wines, and Haversack Hospitality. Please welcome Mr. Jeff Durham.
This is not the same as the bathroom with just the mirror in front of it, so 1 second. Good evening. Thank you, Dean Dobson, for this wonderful opportunity to participate in Commencement 2015. I did not get the opportunity to walk with my graduating class, and I thank you all for letting me participate this evening. I must also thank Gina Johnson, a good friend and a great asset to this college. A wonderful day in San Francisco with both women many months ago brought me to this stage. And given the fact that this is the Collins College, I can let you know there was wine involved. Actually, it was a little something I brought from my winery in Napa Valley. It seems just a few years ago that I graduated in 1989. You were born then, weren't you? And yes, I did type my classwork on a typewriter. Those classes that I typed for are still with me to this day. My education from Cal Poly is still present in my life. The day-to-day experiences at my hotel and my hospitality real estate company draw from this past. And okay, so this group may be thinking, why am I here speaking to you? As I turn 49 this year, Perfect. I'm here to tell you, you are not the smartest one in the room, but nor do you want to be. As graduates, pull from your experience at Cal Poly, but more importantly, draw from the relationships you have made and will make. The real-life relationships will shape your life. My business partner as well as life partner is a relationship that started from this Collins College. I'm here to tell you to focus on the relationships that are so very imperative in this real world. There is so much data out there, but be sure to look up from the data and have experiences beyond that data. Interact with those around you and learn from them. And from all these interactions and relationships, it is okay to realize that you are not the smartest person in the room. By not being the smartest, we learn how. how we can understand each other, how we can become better individuals, and how we become and be better managers, operators, and owners. It's about being able to empathize and understand and communicate. It is these relationships with others that are so crucial today. I close by telling you, no matter how many classes you've experienced at Cal Poly, and a few more accounting classes after graduation wouldn't hurt. Focus on and strive to learn more from your relationships. Congratulations to the class of 2015.
Okay, it's time. I now call upon the University Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Martin Denboer, to present the candidates for the master's degree. Provost Denboer.
Will the candidates for the degree of Master of Science in Hospitality Management please rise? Oh, there you are. Okay, good. President Coley, I present to you the candidates for the degree of Master of Science in Hospitality Management. These candidates have completed the requirements for the master's degree as prescribed by the State of California and the trustees of the California State University, and they have been recommended for their degrees by the faculty of California State Polytechnic University, Pomona.
Candidates for the master's degree, you've heard the recommendation of the faculty of California State Polytechnic University, Pomona. So by the authority vested in me as president, I confer upon you the degree of Master of Science in Hospitality Management with all the rights, honors, and responsibilities appertaining thereto. Congratulations.
Professor Dr. Gerald Chesser and Associate Dean Michael Godfrey will have the honor of awarding graduate student diplomas. Will the faculty please take your places in the aisle?
We will now begin the awarding of the degree of Master of Science in Hospitality Management. Daniel Jacob Horowitz. Hein Huang. Allison Nicole Drinkert. Brisa Allison Martinez. Sanha Ko. Wai Yan Ing. Tian Gong. Zhao Tong Yuan. Lan Lan Hu. Roshi Chi. Pei Yu Lin. Yi Feng Cao. Alejandra Cristal Jimenez. Rainier Grula Villanueva. Michelle Lisa Paycheck. This completes the awarding of the degree of Master of Science in Hospitality Management.
Oh, I'm sorry. I now ask Provost Denbour to present the candidates for the baccalaureate degree. Provost Denbour.
Thank you. Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Hospitality Management please rise? Okay. President Coley, I present to you the candidates for the baccalaureate degree from the Collins College of Hospitality Management. These candidates have all completed the requirements for the baccalaureate degree as prescribed by the State of California and the trustees of the California State University, and they have been recommended for their degrees by the faculty of California State Polytechnic University, Pomona.
Candidates for the baccalaureate degree, you've heard the recommendation of the faculty of California State Polytechnic University, Pomona. By the authority vested in me as president, I confer upon you the degree of Bachelor of Science in Hospitality Management with all the rights, honors, and responsibilities appertaining thereto. Congratulations. Now, in the academic tradition, the student who has not yet earned a degree wears the tassel on the mortarboard on the right side. When the degree is conferred, the scholar moves the tassel to the left and joins a select company. In recognition of your new status, will all recipients of the baccalaureate degree move the tassel to the left?
To the class of 2015, I commend you for your efforts and accomplishments. Please be seated. Darn. I now ask our valedictorian, McPhee Scholar, and senior class representative to lead the lineup of their classmates for the baccalaureate presentation. Alumni Jeff Durham, please join them. I ask that the students follow the staff's direction to the lineup.
Sandy needs to come up. Leah.
Did somebody ask for me?
Jenna Noel Bodenstedt, summa cum laude. Christopher Q. Ojales, summa cum laude.
Madison Courtney Crapo.
Taylor Hukulele Ramos Young.
Holiday Huang.
Jeffrey Durham.
Linda A. Aldama.
Austin Thomas Roberts.
Charles Jason Hatala.
Emmanuel Anthony Germanero.
Kwan Wu Choi.
Jairo Sotelo.
Yuan Kwan.
Kevin C. Wohler.
Bunyang Train.
Alexander Joel Garcia.
Jason Tang.
Dawoon Julie Park.
Hassan A. Saleh.
Nicole Lindsay Weiss.
Bonnie Tan.
Crystal Lynn Weber.
Dion Galustian.
Kyle Ryan Arciniega, cum laude.
Edgar Uriel Rodriguez.
Vanessa May Tamarant.
Young Kyung Lee.
Jennifer Tong.
Jenny Kahe Song.
Alexander Rebecca Schneider.
Annette An.
Gabriel Rodriguez.
Jamalith Patricia Roberts.
Min Chow, summa cum laude.
Paige Marie Bucarelli.
Jose Roberto Chavez Rocha.
Megan Ray DiTucci.
Nancy Lizeth Ariely.
Chantal Marie Tart.
Andrea Alexandra Flores.
Miranda Siham Akari.
Kyle Alexander Beck.
Sabrina Ray.
Kimberly Ann Moya.
Heather Marilyn Miller.
Talia Eden Shapiro.
Suhyun Ko.
Lauren Christine Griss.
Wan Young Cho.
Genevieve Elise Poshell.
Mayuri Dilip Kumar Patel.
Xiaowin Wang.
Sachel DeMercy.
Ashley Lynn Hardister, cum laude.
Sami Singming Fan.
Catherine Helen Kohler.
Elaine Wang.
Ashley Taylor Repose.
Helen Judith Landaverde.
Heidi Bonilla.
Amanda Priscilla, cum laude.
Bing Kwang, summa cum laude.
Tetsuro Munakata.
Rose Ha-Yi Chow, summa cum laude.
Joseph Andrew Silvas.
Dorothy Hao Chi Chow, magna cum laude.
Christine Elise Alford.
Sin Ying Chan, cum laude.
Lindsay Michelle Allen.
Wen Ching Lao. Andrew So.
Sabrina Michelle Fedorovich.
Michelle Josephine Malott.
Norma Murguia.
Jacqueline Sue, cum laude.
Karen Abigail Arellano.
Taylor Catherine Marquez.
Liang Kiyoung.
Matthew Brian Torres.
Leslie Ann Morgan.
Alejandro Lopez Soto.
Trinae Latasha Jackson.
Candice Liu.
Bianca Alice Valentine, cum laude.
Erica Yates, cum laude.
Kenneth Paolo Sarti.
Yi Chen Chan.
Lauren Angela Castrillon.
Sam Gray Howland.
Veronica Perez.
Janet Harige.
Eric Wynn Atterbury, cum laude.
John William Levengood.
Selene Romero.
Mary Catherine Zwart.
Allison Marie Mayo.
Catherine Vanderwendy.
Margarita Hernandez.
Marissa Perez.
Marie Louise Hecker, cum laude.
Matthew George Sumida.
Emily Margaret Jones.
Haley Brianne Petzold, cum laude.
Sarah Emiko Yamada.
Andrew Liu.
Lauren Michelle Yen, cum laude, Kellogg Honors.
Fernando Garcia Hernandez.
Heather Arrington.
Ryan Jeffrey Norton.
Myra Ordonez.
Giuseppe Scarpello.
Deborah Chow, cum laude.
Matthew James Johnson.
Patrick Theodore Sun.
Lexi Levine, magna cum laude.
Ashley Elizabeth Carter.
Nancy Rose Keeler.
Laura Anita Simmons.
Lynn Tram.
Yu Chun Liu.
Amy Tang. Barbara Wong.
Shun Wang.
Venna Chu, magna cum laude.
Yen Yu Tseng.
Frederick Michael Balmonte Varias, magna cum laude.
Yu Swan Wang, magna cum laude.
Kevin Lin.
Xiao An Li.
Cecilia Ming Ho.
Hao Cheng Feng.
Gia Gallardo.
Haley Claire Montero.
Astrid Vanessa Gutierrez.
Janae Ray Macias.
Jennifer Marie Hernandez. Maria Guadalupe Gomez.
Paige Nicole McGannum.
Xiao Yu Chang.
Erin Jean Rhine.
Tracy To, summa cum laude.
Emily Catherine King.
Daniela Maravilla.
Hunter Michelle Curtis.
Manolo Artemio Licarde, Jr.
Genevieve Faith Bowyer.
Giovanna Giusti.
Allison Marie Lane.
Sandra Ayad.
Emu Ueki. Kyle Hanai.
Anik Michelle Hospital Cone, magna cum laude.
Eileen Youngji Kim.
Mayeli Ramirez.
Nikki N. Trin.
Karen Louie.
Alicia Brooke Boril.
Genevieve Ko.
Robert Ilgenfritz.
Lauren Elise Dennison.
Laura Julieta Rodriguez.
Celine Victoria Eisen.
Alexandra Lynn Benson.
Kathleen Marie Moore.
Michelle Bargash.
Stacy Miranda, cum laude.
Michelle Christian Musa.
Daniela Guadalupe Juarez, summa cum laude.
Amanda Kealoha Bannister.
Elaine Lanyin Chang.
Devin Lee Truitt.
Arturo Patino, Jr.
Roxanne Olivia Noel.
Roxanne Elizabeth Taggart Hugo.
Taylor Stephen Groskopf, cum laude.
Kevin Scott Schoner, magna cum laude.
Sergio Alejandro Lopez Jr.
Alexandra May Rossetti. Andrew Shilas Thakar.
Kevin Vichai Ratanawang.
Tara Lynn Cutler, cum laude.
Tina Tran Dang.
Colleen Patricia Garrison.
Yen Kim Yip.
Sheng Tao.
Kevin Shenkai Shi.
Alicia Gomez.
Rita Shu.
Jesus A. Portillo.
Ivy Peng.
Stephanie Hong Ho.
Angelica Sun.
Chaya Jantara.
Mo Yang.
Chris Ryan Chu. Ye Rin Lee.
Weiwin Zing.
Mario Lorenzo Moses.
Quinn Lee.
Amy Lynn Alfonsi.
Chiman Ing Jolie.
Sasser Singh Vasquez.
Li Fei Wang, cum laude.
Pit Lin Chin, summa cum laude.
Bianca Jeanette Macias Ruiz.
Yi Tin Su.
Norma Merritt.
Chi So.
Silvana Lenice Pena.
Allison Nicole Huey, magna cum laude.
Chantel Guerrero.
Juliette Sin Ju Chen, cum laude.
Stephanie Zakahula. Maricela Ramon.
Eric Estuardo Alvarez Monte Oca.
Yiche Ko, magna cum laude.
Justine Tamara Budi Santoso.
Luke Feng.
Rachel Shatai.
Ryan Leung.
Caesar Tenorio, Kellogg Honors Scholar.
Warut Nikki Chantroen.
Michelle Shermaine Anderson.
Kyle Kim.
Amber Janelle Wintermute Anzis.
Richard Hariono. Sandy Castro.
Ashley Nicole Nolt.
Christina Victoria Wu.
Michael J. Kahn.
Kiana Medina.
Jessica Ann Otero.
Brian Christopher Abe.
Jonathan P. Joyner.
Kyle Wilson McIntyre. Gary Tam. Jonathan Edward Cadero.
This completes the awarding the degree Bachelor of Science in Hospitality Management.
Will the class of 2015 please rise? Audience, please join me in congratulating the Collins College of Hospitality Management's class of 2015. Woo! Thank you. Please be seated. Students, we thank you for all that you have done in your studies, your work, and in your student clubs. We also thank your moms and dads, your spouses and partners, your children, other family members, and all of your friends who have supported you throughout your college journey. They've helped you make this day a reality. You are our future leaders, and we are expecting great things from you in shaping the future of hospitality. With Commencement 2015, the California State University system will reach a major milestone exceeding 3 million alumni worldwide. So congratulations on being part of the Class of 3 Million celebration. You have also earned membership into a welcoming society of more than 4,000 Collins alumni working in the hospitality industry throughout the world. We are so proud of your accomplishments, and we wish you all the best. Thank you for being with us for this joyful celebration. Will the audience please remain seated during the recessional? Mace bearer, please retrieve the mace. Thank you.